Better products, better service, no headaches. Brentwood Line creates promotional products you can be proud to show your client. Whether your order is 24 pieces or 10,000 pieces, the Brentwood Line customer service team is ready to take the stress out of fulfilling your order.
I love doing presentations like this. Sage Academy is my baby. I hope everyone walks away today with a minimum of one new learning experience of Sage, but also just this is more also broad of, you see right here, building a modern customer experience that drives results. So there's a lot of different pieces that hops into. Tools and strategies. Sage Workplace has lots of options and resources for you. So we're going to be covering all of that information today. There is also a lot of different engagement. How do you get engaged with your customers? How do you stay engaged? And then, of course, you also have fresh ideas. And what are some risks if y'all are not staying engaged with current customers or finding new customers? So we're going to be talking about all of that throughout this session. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So every touch point shapes your reputation. So I'm going to take you back to my kind of vision and experience that has developed me from when I was a little kid to who I am today. And my mom thinks I'm a little bit silly that I worked in retail all throughout high school and through college, but it all really stemmed from when we were growing up, and I used to go to the grocery store with my mom every single Sunday. We were religious, where we went to the same grocery store. If you're from the north, you might have heard of Fred Meyer's, and I loved going there with my mom. I loved going to the meat counter, and Rohan was the same guy who was there all the time. He was friendly, he was personable, and that's something that really means something to me. So thinking about that, what matters to your customer? Now, the other hard part with that is not every customer is the same, right? So you have to be able to adapt to different customers. So for me, I want to be seen, I want somebody who's friendly. So now here, me as an adult, I also still do that. I go to the same grocery store, just a different version, because I live in Texas now. So for those who live in the South, you might have heard of Tom Thumb. So I like looking for the same cashier. He's friendly, he smiles, and a lot of people know who he is. So thinking about those different pieces, how are people finding y'all as your business? That discovery piece. You know, you think about you go back a long time ago from the yellow pages of how people were finding different businesses and all those kind of aspects. I remember that's how I used to find pizza places. That's how you would find all those different things. It's different now. You're going to Google, you're going to social media, you're going to your website. How are people going to find you? Then you move on to the next step, engagement. How are you going to engage with your customers? There's a lot of different pieces. Again, every customer is going to be slightly different, so how can you kind of make that mixture to then have it work for all of your customers to try and make it work? So we're going to talk about some different options that hopefully y'all can all implement into your day-to-day, which will then hopefully create loyalty where, again, taking that kind of grocery store experience, where they're going to keep coming back. So some of y'all may have a storefront where they're coming to you. So whether that's, again, somebody's coming in and they're happy to be greeted with a friendly face or a hello, that still matters to me. If I go into a store and I don't have someone say hello, I don't feel like I matter. So I think that is something that we have to remember. People like to be valued, and how does that resonate throughout your process? And touch points and your reputation is going to get you there. So let's talk about some of the tools that Sage has access for you within our Sage Workplace. Email marketing, catalogs, social media, and self-promos. So there are lots of different ways that y'all can utilize those 4 different channels, again, to kind of go to those different pieces. So you may have some people who really like social media. You may love doing things on social media. You may have some customers who are not so into social media and prefer having a flip catalog, or maybe prefer getting an email piece from you instead. So we're gonna look at all those different options, so hopefully you can find the right fit for you and for your customers as well. So the first one, social media. It can kind of be, a piece that lots of people like, and some people not always like. So we're gonna talk about how social media can work for you, and what does it do for your business. I think a lot of us have seen, even leading up to this week, PPAI has been sharing a lot all over social media. We've seen it on Instagram, we've seen it on Facebook. So it even matters with leading up to events. It's not just about your reputation as a business. So getting involved, shaping your community, who you are. It's not just about your business. That's something else I really love. I love knowing who I'm working with. If I'm purchasing from somebody, learning a little bit more. You're not just a number, right? You're not just a buyer. I think that's something that Sage really implores with their sales and with their customers. We don't want y'all to feel just like a number. We want you to know who your advisor is. You can reach out to those people. Even though I've transitioned out of sales, I've been with Sage for almost 11 years. I still love coming to these events because I get to see some of my previous customers. I actually have some of my customers over here, and I love that piece. So those are those things. Again, remember, you're not just a buyer. It's that relationship. So you can use social media to help that piece too. I am friends with some of my customers on social media. So it's all that kind of piece. Social media is not necessarily a bad thing. You're shaping your community so they can understand who y'all are as a business and kind of see the behind the scenes. So again, you're building more, you're creating awareness, and you're getting that recognition. So we're gonna go through and talk about some other different ways of how you can use social media. I think one of the misconceptions that people have is that social media in our industry is just sharing products. So I want right now for y'all to kind of get that out of your brain. It's not just about sharing products. That's a great piece. And I encourage you to share great products and new products and fresh ideas. But there's so much more to that. Again, it's going full circle. It's about the experience, creating engagement, and how you're staying top of mind with your customers so you have that loyalty and that lasting relationship. So people are always thinking about you and knowing that they matter, so they want to come back and work with you. So let's talk about some other cool examples. I feel like I know there's 3 screens, but I don't know if I'm blocking anybody. So shapes your brand and personality. So I feel like for me, if I'm running my business, my personality and my brand would be probably spunky and positive. When I used to be on the phone, people would say, "Are you always this happy?" And I say, "Yeah. I think it's a lot easier to be happy than be mad." So you can show those different pieces. So having fun, different sayings. It's a spicy fall day, feeling chilly. So just a fun example. And I actually remember seeing these different pieces because it's something that was a lot common when you're seeing different things shared. Fun sayings. How do you bring maybe some relief or fun? Humanize your brand. This is something I love, and this is the one that I would really lean into. If I had to pick one piece, is humanizing your brand. So right here you can see is the brewery as an example. And you can see the guy behind the beer. So whether he's the owner or whether he is the brewmaster, you're seeing somebody who works at that company. And that's something that I love. I love that Sage also does a lot of awesome marketing pieces. We have a great marketing department, and they do a lot of great marketing for us. We've also done a lot of fun things on our social media platforms. I don't know if y'all saw last year, we did a Hot Wings challenge with PPAI, and we actually got to see some of the behind the scenes. So again, it's great to be able to share fresh idea on products, but let your customers see who y'all are as a company. If y'all have, a dog or something like that, show them kind of walking around and things like that. Humanize your brand. It's not just about pushing products. It's showing who your company is and who your brand is. And then strengthening credibility. I think that's also a big thing. You want to know that they're credible. So when you are showing those products, showing your education, maybe you're even getting testimonials from customers for events and products that y'all have created. Warby Parker, that's what this example is. I feel like everybody kind of knows when it comes to eyeglassware, they're known for that. So being able to have different things that also give you credibility. Okay, so now creates emotional connection. This one hopefully will give y'all a good laugh from that emotional side. So going back to my northern roots, I'm from Washington, and this is a Costco reference. We love hot dogs and rotisserie chickens as much as the next person, but please stop telling people their Costco card counts as a real ID because it absolutely does not. So that brings back that real piece, right? Again, y'all all knew who Costco was. So what are those things that y'all can do with your business and bring that back onto social media? Link that to your Sage website. You can do all of this on there. There are so many ways that you can be able to stay in front of your customer and, broken record, I'm saying it again, stay engaged. Personalized interaction. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about at the beginning, my grocery store and feeling seen and liking that piece and the friendliness. So on this one, somebody is posting on here, I got the Christmas monkeys cup and I love it. So if y'all are doing an event and you post something, or maybe you're just highlighting a brand new fresh product, and somebody posts on there, maybe it's a current customer, you can acknowledge saying, hey, thanks, Amanda, we put in a lot of hard work on that. Or maybe it's a brand new customer who just started following your page from maybe a friend that recommended y'all, and you reply back to them. Maybe they're like me, and they've just now feel seen, and they're like, oh my gosh, they actually are active, and they're actually paying attention on their social media. That is actually something that I think actually goes a really long way, is still really good customer service. And you can still do it on social media, y'all. So whether it's a question or whether it is something talking about products and inspiration. Another story that I like is you have different buying patterns again. Some people will go into a store and just ask a sales rep, hey, what's the best new latest and greatest product? I don't really necessarily do that because I don't trust that. So going back to credibility, right? So I follow different things on social media. I'm not really big on social media. I don't post a whole lot, but I like to scroll. I like to do that. I get bored. So I find different influencers. And I was shocked that I actually messaged somebody and said, do you really actually like this brand? And they responded to me. And I was blown away. Very similar story here. So you might get a new customer just because you're posting something and you acknowledge them. So whether it's sharing a brand new product or you're highlighting something that y'all are doing in your facility, maybe y'all are also doing embroidery or things like that, lots of cool things that you can do. And then back to driving community and loyalty, the more that you're engaged, showing different pieces is going to bring you loyal customers and being able to have that component. So for those of you who are like, I have no idea what to do with social media, don't know where to get started. Brag on our marketing team again. They have some great resources for y'all. So here is a social media guide that y'all can actually scan. And I'm hoping I'll also be able to show y'all our resources page in case you cannot scan this, just from being further and not being able to focus in. So this is a great resource if you, again, are not sure to where to get started. Baby steps. Take small kind of pieces of, hey, I can implement this tomorrow. Being able to share a product straight from Sage on your social media page is easy. Y'all could do it in 30 seconds. And I'm going to show y'all here in a minute, little teaser, how we can actually share stuff from a Sage website onto social media, and also how that ties together with our next piece we're going to be diving into, email marketing. So as I mentioned, now email marketing. So email marketing is another great option of a different way that you can also use as a touch point. So again, maybe you have customers who are never going to get onto social media, so that doesn't apply to you. This is another great thing. And stats. Stats are important. And so it's a little bit all over the board too, because as I said earlier, it's not necessarily the same for every type of customer. So I think these are important as we're looking at these, what different prospective customers, how those touch points can be applicable. Now, if you're looking at this, you may say, well, is that for a week? Is that for a month? This is just for more over time. So y'all can see too, if we're looking on here, and I'm gonna look this way just a little bit for a minute, warm and cold prospects. You can see how those numbers are pretty drastic, but it makes sense, right? If you have a warm lead, it's probably a little bit easier. You've had an introduction, you've had that communication. A cold prospect is going to take a little bit longer to kind of get them to pull the trigger and say, yes, I'm ready to work with you. I'm ready to buy XYZ product. So 5 to 12 for a warm inbound, and that's just saying on average how many times from any type of touch point. So whether it's them seeing a social media point, a phone call, that's still a touch point, email marketing, all those different things. But email marketing is a really easy and effective way to stay in front of your customers. And Sage also makes it really easy because y'all can actually set up reoccurring monthly emails. So all you have to do is set it up once, and if you have new customers that you're adding to it, add those customers. So we'll take a look at that here in a minute. So then underneath that, we have B2C sales and B2B sales. So you have some more stats of 3 to 5, and then 8 to 12. Now on the bottom here, you have current customer touch points for inactive customers. So it's still important to stay in front of inactive customers who maybe aren't currently ordering with you. So still being able to try and get those customers to reorder or get active again. Now I'm going to read this on the bottom here, because if y'all are like me, and if I was sitting in the audience and I didn't have my glasses on, I could not read it. So I'm going to read it to y'all. Focus on providing value to keep them engaged with touch points like newsletters, helpful content, and proactive support. So if you're just sending out random information, that's not going to be helpful. That's not going to get that engagement. So make sure you're sending out relevant information. Again, going back to a newsletter, whether it's a community update, maybe y'all just had an event and you want to share really great information. There's so many different ways that y'all can utilize email marketing within Sage. Sharing products, sharing, hey, if they have a company store that's about to launch. If they have a website, or y'all have a website that you just did a refresh on. Lots of great ways that you can stay in front of them and utilize everything within Sage, making it easy. A few more things. Why do emails work? It's cost effective. So being able to send things out that are a cost-effective option, we're all watching what we're spending, right? So whether it's from a business or whether it's just from your day-to-day, you want to make sure you're being cost-effective and not overspending. Can be targeted by customers. So you might be wondering, okay, well, what exactly does that mean? Well, you can kind of go different ways with that. So when you are using Sage, you can send it out to all of your customers. So if you're saying, hey, again, a company update, you're just wanting to get that information out there, fantastic. Send it out to all your customers. That's still targeted to who you know are your clients. It's not an email blast out to a random list that y'all bought of 1,000 numbers of, hey, here are these random email addresses. They're your current customers. Drives traffic. If any of y'all have been to my academy sessions, y'all will always hear me say, Sage, keep it in the universe there. So going from Sage Workplace to the website or to a store, everything links together and it streamlines your process. So driving traffic, if you're using a different email marketing platform and you're sharing it to, let's say, a random website, how is that helping your business? So those are questions that I would be asking if you're kind of thinking about that, of making sure that when you're sending an email, where is that actually ending up, and is that the best place for it to go to? And lastly, measurable. You want to make sure you can track it. Are those emails bouncing? Are you getting, opens? Are people clicking on it? You want to be able to have those statistics and knowing what that is. So I love that within Sage, you can see all of that information, see what people are clicking on, see when they're opening on it. And if you are using our CRM, you can actually automatically have emails removed from, let's say, the monthly emails again, if they are bouncing back, or if a person actually says, hey, I want to unsubscribe, so it's making your job even easier. And now some additional stats and kind of information. Working smarter on here. So on the top, personally, I think this is a really good slide to take a picture of as well. I used to get this question on the very top all the time. What is the best window to send emails out? So Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 11. So I know, and let's be honest, anyone probably coming in on a Monday morning has a case of the Mondays and probably is not going to be all so much checking their personal email, they're going straight to their work email. So making sure if you're sending that, they're checking very important emails. So if you are sending something maybe on a project, okay, that's great. But sending something as a marketing piece, maybe not best to send on a Monday morning. Subject line rules. I found this really interesting, 40 to 60 characters. I didn't necessarily know that information. When we were talking about some different things earlier in the year, when we were talking about academy titles for some trainings, I didn't really understand that. Our marketing team was gracious enough to kind of explain some of the different things to think about. No all caps. Well, that makes sense, because we all know if we're getting all caps in a text message, we think someone's yelling at us. So nobody wants to have an email subject where somebody is yelling at us. And then no spam words. So I wouldn't recommend doing like closeouts, just of the one-time special, things like that. Because now also you think about, we also get a lot of spam emails. So make your subject line count. Make it catchy. Make it something that somebody wants to open, but don't use spam words. Now, benchmarks. It's kind of like when you're thinking about a test. I personally always wanted an A, so if I had anything under 90%, I wasn't happy. So if you're looking for a 90% open rate, let's not hold our breath here, okay? So 15 to 20% open rate, that's really good. Y'all may be really surprised by that, but that's a really good open rate. 2 to 4% for your click-through rate, and then 5 to 10% for your click-through open. So lots of different benchmarks. So now we've been talking a lot about stuff. Now let's see it in action with Sage. So this is Sage Workplace Windows, and we are going to first create a email, and then I'm going to show y'all how you can also take that product that we are highlighting, and then we are going to share it from a website onto social media. So again, going back to that Sage universe, how we can tie everything back together and streamline it and make y'all's life easier. So I did do some homework before, because there's a lot of information to cover. So this is our email dashboard. So y'all can see right in here we have our email designs on top, our campaigns, which is where once you send out your email, that's where your campaigns will live. And then the job history is where you can track all of your stats. So on here, first, before I show you the product, I did mention doing our monthly options. So I am going to go ahead and just say monthly email. And y'all, I have the worst stage fright with typing. Y'all probably have other stage fright. Mine is typing. So I want to show y'all real quick. We have all of our awesome ready-to-go emails. and we create 2 every single month. So again, if you don't have time, we do the work for you. So all you have to do is set it up at the beginning, and we can say view in browser, and go ahead and open this up. So I'm not going to go through everything on setting up the email. We do have a specific training on the Sage floor in Sage Academy on it, but this will show you an example of what the ready-to-go email looks like. And I just have our Sage logo on here, but all of this is ready to go. And any of these products that your customers are interested in will automatically link right over to the Sage website that y'all have with us. Now, let's also look at, and I'm going to walk through really fast, how you can quickly set this up as a reoccurring schedule. So I am going to select this as all clients. And then from here, I am going to set up our distribution and schedule. So distribution is set up. Now we're going to set up our schedule. So I want this to go out later, because it is not 9 through 11, it is a Monday, so we're keeping that locked in the noggin. And we are going to have that go out tomorrow, Tuesday, at 10 a.m. Central. So now I have that set up, and now we are going to make this our reoccurring schedule. So now we're just automatically staying in front of our customers on a regular basis. So from here, our reoccurring schedule, I can still set up what day I want it to go out on. So I want it to go out every Tuesday. And so I can set all of this up, and then I will hit save. It's actually funny because when I actually do this, I actually do get all of the copies of these emails. So now I have this set up. So now, every month, this will go out for you. So then, once that goes out, this is where you can then get all of your job history. So we have just a quick example right here, where you will see just the recipients and sent, but we can also see the opens and the clicks. Now you're probably looking at this and saying, okay, that doesn't really give me all the information I'm wanting. Well, just hold on. Distribution list. So in here, we have our breakdown, and I highly recommend y'all just export this to Excel. That way you can filter it and kind of do whatever you want with the reporting capabilities. But this is what I was referencing. I'm going to scroll this over to the right because it's going to give you really the information that you're wanting. So right here we have the clicked, so we can see that it was clicked on. You can also see what was clicked on, and then of course the other key components is bouncing, and then the unsubscribes. So all key measurable statistics that y'all want to know. So now that we have looked at a ready-to-go one, y'all may say, okay, great, but I want to highlight my own products or do my own newsletter. Fantastic, we have great options for that too. So we have all these great designs, and we're just going to scroll from the bottom to the top. And so here are some awesome layouts that y'all can choose from. Now the fantastic thing about this is it might look like a lot of work to y'all, but it's not. Because all you're having to do is, if you're doing a newsletter, pick out what newsletter you're wanting, and then you type in your information. You want to do a product one, we pick out the layout for our products, and then we go to our research, and you add in the products that you want. Now, let's say you want to change the layout after you put the products in. Easy peasy. You just come right back here to your choose your style after you proof your email, and it's easy to go ahead and change. So I did go ahead and build this out, but as we're walking through, it'll be pretty easy kind of see, and we'll talk through a couple of the different components. So under design your email, let me go ahead and pop back for 1 second just so I can show y'all what I started with. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom here and show you what I started with. So I started with this perfect gift option. And go slow and steady so it'll go right in the middle for y'all. So the perfect gift right here, because I'm going to go with the gift box. So I thought that one would work perfectly for what we were going to highlight. Now, I wanted to change it up a little bit because I was going with a kind of casino game night. So I actually went into our image generator and created this awesome image because I'm no graphic artist, I can't create anything, so it did the work for me. So I just did an upload and used that, and then we went to our products. So from the products, I came in here and uploaded what item I wanted to go in. And then from there, we can go ahead and upload any products that you want, a custom product. Or if you're going to be using something from the Sage database, you can also do that. For this example, I actually wanted to highlight a custom product because I know a lot of y'all do custom work. So I wanted to show y'all how you can use a showroom to actually do that and then be able to share on to social media. So on here, we have our product, and then we can come here to proof our email. So proofing our email, we can see that we have our game night casino. I had an introduction here, so y'all can see it says first name, discover this incredible game night idea. And so that first name option right there is what is called a mail merge. So now we've also personalized it. So now when it goes out to your customer, it's going to pull from the CRM or a manual list. It'll say, if I put at the beginning, hey, it'll say, hey, Amanda, or it'll just say, for this example, Amanda, discover this incredible game night idea. So you can personalize it and take it a step further as well. So from here, we can go ahead and get more information. So again, any products that your customers see and they want to get more information on, we'll take them directly to your Sage website. So here we are on the Sage website. And now from here, I can also take this same product and share it onto whatever social media platform I want. So I see a lot of items getting shared onto LinkedIn or Instagram or onto Facebook. I'm gonna show y'all how to do Facebook today. So I'm hitting this share button right here, and once we hit share, we can click on Facebook. So it'll automatically open up Facebook. You will have to log in. I already made sure I was logged in. And so from here, it'll open up your Facebook page and whatever you are logged in. So if you have your page set up for your company, it'll open up that for you. Now on here, I can type in a little blurb. So if I want to say, check out our game box, we can do that. And then you can also choose who you're wanting it to share to. So if this is my business and I don't want it to necessarily just be people who are following it, and I want it to be public, I can actually change what that setting is and then share it that way. So then again, you're getting more exposure to more customers, hopefully, new customers. And then we would just hit done, and then that will share onto your social media page. And just like with our email, if anybody clicks on that product, it will take them directly back to your Sage site. Now let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and just hit cancel on here. Actually, no, I'm going to do this, and I'll just say only me, so y'all can actually see what this looks like. So from here, we'll just do it again. So I clicked on it, and here we are again, right back at our website. Y'all can see we have 2 pages right here. And then for our customers, if they want to now order it, they can instantly add this straight to their cart, and now you've given the ability to get a new order on a fun product that you have found. So while y'all are here at the PPI Expo, if y'all are finding new ideas, this is a great way to highlight a new product. Or if y'all don't want to highlight products, our marketing team also does a fantastic job of giving y'all ideas as well. So on our resources page here, I'm going to go to our guides here really fast. We have our promo idea calendar here. We also have our holiday ideas. But the promo idea here is great because it has different, I'm gonna call random days. So let's say National Donut Day. I'm sure that's out there. You can then be able to see that and share something relatable or anything like that. So if y'all are not familiar with this resource page, definitely check it out because I think it is awesome. And there is a lot of great pieces from guides to industry options. And then lastly for social media, going back to, again, not always sharing products, we have our shareables here. So another great way to have different options available. So from here, you can then be able to pull and download different options and then share that onto your Facebook or Instagram or anything from there. And then if you are wanting to share products from Sage, if you were not familiar with that as well, let me just go ahead and show y'all real fast how you can do that. I'm just gonna grab a quick product here. Because again, as y'all have so much inspiration while you're here, it will be fantastic for you to instantly be able to share. So right up here, you can go straight up to the share option on the top, and then you can go to, actually, I need to open it, get ahead of myself. Share on social media. Forget, you can only share one product at a time. I like to share a lot of things. So share on social media straight from here, and again, just like we did on the website, whenever you're going through here, once you pick which one you want to share, bada bing, bada boom, you are good to go. Okay, and let's hop back into our presentation. Grab my clicker. Let's talk about self-promo. So self-promo are great things. My husband, their company does a lot of great self-promo for their company, and they come home and I'm like, ooh, I'll take that. And so these are great things that you can also be able to highlight and give inspiration to your customers. So treat your own brand like a customer. Build brand awareness. Again, going in there. So if you're highlighting awesome products, that is then going to want someone else to probably say exactly what I did about my husband's company's products. I'll take that one. So then you're getting that exposure for your company, so then hopefully somebody can discover you and your business. This is a great option as well. Welcome kits, highlighting maybe things that people haven't thought of. I know when I started at Sage, we got different, hire-on kits. So different things that are gonna make sense. T-shirts. Everyone typically is gonna have, something to drink, so whether they're drinking water out of their mug, I'm more of a coffee girl in the morning, but everything kind of fits on here. And I did this earlier when I was doing some practices, but you always think about different things to imagine and kind of have that creativity piece. So on here, backpacks. I've seen so many people walking around with backpacks. What are new creative things and being able to inspire with swag options? So this one, it blends in a little bit, but it has a power cord here. So as a lot of people do, we like music or maybe just trying to tune out the noise, being able to have different creative pieces. So whether you are highlighting these different kind of options, I highly recommend being able to highlight those different things, and maybe even at the end of the year, getting some of your favorite products and gifting those to your top customers. Now, I will also say when it comes to self-promo, if y'all have never attended Promo Live, it's one of our virtual events. For those of you attending virtually, y'all know what our virtual events are. It is an awesome way to also get inspiration on new promo options as well in self-promo. So I think that's also a great way to get inspiration there as well. Power banks. Again, as things change, it's a great way to highlight new trends. So what is something new about a power bank? We all know what a power bank is, but what do you find here at Expo this week that is potentially new? What is going to be different that sets that power bank apart that will make somebody go, huh, maybe I do want to get that power bank? So this one on here with driving engagement on social media, the well-known unboxing. And this one makes me chuckle, and I'm going to do it on my little clicker here. Everyone knows the sound you want to unhear, the unboxing of the clicking. And so being able to bring that engagement where somebody is not necessarily there with you. So this is something that I actually really love. And our company, because we are now fully remote, this is something that they actually do where they send us different kind of engagement things throughout the year. So this could inspire some of your customers as well. Give them inspiration of stuff that they could do with their customers. So whether it's a treat box or whether it's something throughout the year, you can also utilize social media from an unboxing or a boxing option to give them inspiration. So use your company, use your platform to inspire them and their employees, their customers, their community. And then on here, lastly, we have some tips and tricks as well. So education, I talked about it earlier. I hope everyone walks away here from learning something new. So I love education, I love learning. So these are fun things too, of being able to take a product where maybe you're not always wanting to have something that is like, okay, a tumbler, drinkware is really important in our industry, it's a top seller, but how can you make it interesting? How can you utilize some of these different components and put a new spin on it? Catalogs. Catalogs are something that are still here, but a lot of times they're used in different ways now. So I remember when I was going again back when I was a little girl, the JCPenney's and the Sears catalogs. And I had a really wild imagination. I played a lot when I was by myself, and I remember just pretending like I was a telemarketer of, oh yeah, okay, I'll take that order, and you're writing down everything. Catalogs can still be used in a lot of different creative ways. So what are some of those different benefits? Inspiration and discovery. Again, here we are at the largest trade show of the entire year. How can you take that inspiration that you find this week and make a catalog? Our catalog studio gives you that ability easily to, again, find those products, tag those products, and pop it into a catalog. You can make it interactive. You can actually add links in there. Drive it back to your website. Maybe you're doing a pitch to a customer and you have their reorderable apparel items and you want it to go to a store. Add a link in there. Tangible and a trusted selling tool. If y'all ever attend trade shows and you actually exhibit there, that's a great option too. You can get some printed out. The great thing about our catalogs is that you can get a minimum printed of one, but you can also get, as many as you need. And they're also cost-effective and eco-friendly if you are just doing the digital versions. And if y'all want to have something quick and easy to have as an example, you can scan this QR code as well. And if you are too far to scan that, you also have access within Sage Workplace, and we are going to take a look at that here just in a second as well, so you'll be able to have that quickly and easily. But this is showing you an example of what our ready-to-go, quick and easy digital catalogs look like, so we got your back on the catalog option as well. So let's take a look at what our catalog studio looks like. So I am going to, I already have the tab open, but y'all see over here, we have our catalog studio right here. So from here, we have in the middle section right here, we have our ready to go. So those are fantastic if you just want something to say, here we go, I'm ready, just want to go ahead and send it out. Now, you might also say, well, what's the point in having that if I can't add my logo? I'm glad y'all asked that question. You can add your logo on a ready-to-go one. So, y'all probably already know, yes, I did the homework before, and I added a logo on it. So we have our logo here. So generic one, but yes, add your logo on there. So right here we have on our front cover, adding your logo. And then you also have the ability to add text if you don't have a logo, or maybe you're creating it custom for your customer. Add their logo on it. So this is a ready-to-go option that already has themed products in there. We already have some custom pages in here. Our marketing department creates different catalogs throughout the year, and we'll push those in for y'all as well for different themes. But this just gives you an idea. That looks strange on there. On there, and then let's hop back into here to show y'all how we can also do more of a theme option and add some products so y'all can actually see within here as well. So this is actually what the inside of the Catalog Studio looks like. We have 3 different options. We have a digest size, we have a large catalog, and then we have the flyer option as well. Now, within designing your publication, the other fantastic thing is we already have a ton of covers populated in. So if you are not a designer, you don't have to worry about that. And then adding your content. So this is a golf theme one that I added some products in. You can also add in custom pages. Our marketing team has created awesome marketing options in there as well. So you have here where it is more of a kind of statistic on here, but dividers. So if y'all are doing drinkware and apparel and you want to divide it between those 2 different categories, you can also do that as well. You also have the ability to add in your own products, or again, just different pages. So utilize the catalogs for what your specific needs are. You can add that into the signature of your email. You can add it onto a page onto your website, but I would really recommend using our new widget for that instead. Much easier on there, but lots of different options that you can do within there as well. So great options for our catalogs, and before going in there, I also want to just point out on the far side here, the quantity options on there. So you can see the pricing on here. And then just a quick note that it is 40 pages for your Macs on there, but a great option for our catalogs. And then we're going to go ahead and hop back in here to our presentation. So hopefully, after we have covered all the different sections of email marketing and catalogs and social media and different ways to utilize self-promo, I hope you see yourself being able to partner with Sage for all of your needs to be able to make your partnership strong with us, make your partnership with your customers stronger as well. So, bringing it all together, I hope that this is going to be a great experience where y'all go back and you're excited. And I love this different component as well. Again, the experience here, hoping that y'all learn something. So that leaves me with my checklist. So I hope that y'all will go back and maximize our email tools to reach your customers. And y'all have 25 emails to try for free. But honestly, our email marketing is so cost effective. Swing by the booth, talk to the advisors, see what your current customer looks like, and I would highly recommend you start that. Look how to share your content on 1 to 2 social media accounts, and create a branded catalog to encourage customer discovery. And again, speak with your advisor about your instant shareable content. Thanks, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the presentation, and if you have any questions, you can head across the hallway or stick around for the next session. Thanks, guys.